Welcome to DeFi Crypto today's news, daily news. Yes, let's see if we're live. We're checking. Should be okay. All right, are we live? Are we live? Yes, we are. Okay, we're live. All right. Hopefully some people will come in the chat room soon. All right, so as always, if you need to DM me, you can do it on our Twitter. Twitter is DeFi Crypto T. All right, don't forget the T. All right, don't forget to watch today's new video. I worked a lot on this. You guys have no idea, right? I mean, preparation for this video plus recording and all that, it's about 5 hours. And then 2 hours of editing, and then another hour, an hour and a half of adding timestamps to this thing. It's almost 7-8 hours I spent on this. Crazy, eh? Anyway, yeah, if you are worried about privacy on the blockchain, because blockchain is not private. Hello, welcome everybody. If you are worried about your privacy on the blockchain, and maybe you should be worried about your privacy on the blockchain because there's no privacy on the blockchain. All your transactions are open and public and visible to everybody. So anybody that finds your wallet address can know all the transactions you've ever done. See all your assets and where you stake them, deposit them, how much you're earning, and so on. So with the secret network, if you want to have some privacy, well, now you have the choice. You can decide if you want to keep that information private or not. That's your choice. All right, so let's start with some news. I'm not sure if people have noticed, but Joe Biden is a busy guy. Not only is he trying to get that war against Russia and Ukraine, but he's about to issue a crypto oversight executive order this coming week. This could be very, very big for crypto. And we don't know, like there's a lot of uncertainty right now. All we know is that he wants to regulate crypto, okay? And basically, he's going to involve several major government agencies. If we look in here, what do we have here? Yes. So it's going to be the Department of Treasury, the State Department, Justice Department, Homeland Security, the Office of Science and Tech Policy, and so on. Yeah, those guys are going to be evaluating for a future CDBD. That's a central bank digital currency, meaning they want to see if it's a good idea or not to create a digital dollar that would be put on the blockchain. Try to kill all the stable coins with that, I guess. And what else? Yeah. So apparently there's also some differences between the White House and what the Treasury Department wants to do about crypto and so on. But then that was reported by Bloomberg, and then the Treasury Department denied that, blah, blah, blah. So the idea is that there's going to be some wide-ranging regulations coming into crypto very, very soon, okay? I'm not sure how powerful this executive order is going to be. Perhaps it's just to start the discussion, perhaps it's just to see, okay, what can we do in terms of regulations, but it could also mean, you know, that they're going to put so much pressure on centralized crypto entities that they're going to have to comply with very heavy regulations. also, he might give a lot of powers to the SEC, and the SEC wants to turn every crypto into securities like a stock. Who knows, right? So we should keep an eye on this, because typically whatever the United States does in terms of regulation, it tends to be copied by several of its allies, such as Canada, the UK, Australia, and several countries in Europe as well. Okay? There are always differences between countries, but they tend to copy each other. So if it's going to be very restrictive regulations, then we might have trouble getting on in the crypto bandwagon in the future. Who knows? Who knows, right? Hopefully not. All right, next, what we have here, we have our skinny friend Vitalik Buterin, who says that he welcomes another crypto winter. Crypto winter is basically a very long crypto bear market. Why he welcomes that? Because he thinks that it's going to help separate the wheat from the shaft. Okay, essentially, sustainable projects will last, and fly-by-night projects will die. Welcome, everybody. I'll answer the questions in the second part of the hour. So basically, he welcomes a difficult time in the crypto market, simply because he thinks that helps create more sustainable DeFi projects in general, which I tend to agree. Although, do we really need a very long bear market? I don't know. So that's his opinion. Anyway, apparently there was some rumors of exploits on OpenSea, and OpenSea is investigating this. Apparently, a lot of users have been complaining that they're missing their NFTs, and it looks like it was some sort of phishing attack. Okay, it doesn't seem that it was a generalized problem. It looks like some people got scammed through phishing, and they lost their NFTs. And this I find very interesting. The U.S. state of Wyoming, apparently there's a bill that's proposed at the legislation to have the state launch its own stablecoin, which is quite interesting. If you think that now, if it passes, the state would have essentially its own currency, as it, and in this case, that currency would be pegged to the U.S. dollar, and it would be on a stablecoin, a crypto currency, which technically competes against the Federal Reserve's US dollars, which I don't think the Jerome Powell looks kindly at that idea. But it might be within the powers of the states to do that. I don't know enough about United States laws, but they might have that power. They might. I don't know. If they have that power, well, the more power to them. If the states could have their own currencies, that could solve a lot of problems. They might not have to borrow so much. They could issue their own stablecoin and pay for whatever they need. Okay, instead of raising taxes and borrowing and on the traditional financial market. I don't know. That might be a good idea. The state of Wyoming is very, very open to crypto. It's one of the most crypto-friendly jurisdictions on the planet. So they say here it would be pegged to the US dollar. See, they have a Wyoming Stable Token Act, apparently, that's the name of it. And yeah, here we have Federal Chair Jerome Powell defends blocking Wyoming crypto banks because Wyoming also authorizes crypto banks, and this guy doesn't like that either. Yeah, that's kind of funny. What else? There was something about that crypto bank. Yeah, this is good here. So this is the first state to grant a charter for a crypto bank and to legally recognize DAOs. DAOs as decentralized autonomous organizations, not Olympus forks. Forget that. That's dead in the water already. Okay, but decentralized autonomous organizations are there to stay. They are going to be more and more and more powerful and more recognized around the world, inside and outside crypto. So it's very interesting that the state of Wyoming is so forthcoming and so friendly towards crypto. Okay, that might attract a lot of crypto attention, and it might attract the attention of other legislators around the world. Okay, if these experiments are successful. So I think that's very, very positive. Next, this is I was looking for the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, and then they had this picture of Vitalik Buterin again. Don't you just love the outfit? All right, so this is what I was looking for originally. This is from 4 hours ago. Last week, it shows here, it was at almost neutral 44, but now it's back down to 27 because there's a lot of uncertainty right now. Joe Biden's executive order on crypto, for one. The other big one, obviously, is Ukraine. If you just listen to the Western media, it's like we're at a hair's breadth of nuclear war with Russia. You know, it's just too much. It's just so funny. I don't think we're on the edge of a nuclear war. Okay, that would be too stupid. Now, you know what's actually happening. Okay, I did talk a little bit about it because Russia has a ton of natural resources. It's the largest country on Earth by far. Okay, it's 1/8 of all the land mass. Okay, the land that's above water, 1/8. Okay, so it's got resources and it doesn't know what to do with. Okay, and they want to be able to sell those resources easily. Okay, the problem is that they always face regulations because they have to sell this and get paid in US dollars and blah blah blah, and they don't like that because it's not convenient for them. What they'd like to do is being able to sell it for whatever they want to sell it for, and that includes Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And they also have the natural resources, like they have a lot of hydropower plants that makes it very, very cheap to mine Bitcoin. So it looks like part of the reason there's this noise about Ukraine, okay, part of the reason is that Russia would like to separate itself from the hegemony of the US dollar when it comes to international trade. The US does not like that. Every time anybody tried to do that, they started a war against them. Okay? And also, as a coincidence, it happens that this year is midterm elections in the United States, and the Democrats are having a hard time getting votes because, Joe Biden's scorecard is not as great as he wants it to be. And a lot of people, might vote Republican, and he doesn't want that to happen. So instead of having people focus on his performance and the performance of the Democrats in the United States, he wants to he wants to focus people's attention on Ukraine. Okay, and it keeps saying, "Oh, the war is imminent. It's gonna happen in like 10 minutes from now," and that keeps people in fear, and that keeps people's attention on trivial things that don't really matter. Okay, and I have nothing against Joe Biden. I love the guy, but politicians are politicians anywhere in the world. Okay, and that's a political ploy, and that's used by any politician at some point or another is going to lie to your face, and is going to try to focus your attention on what is they want to cover. Okay, meanwhile something important happens in the background, but they don't want you to focus too much on that. Okay, so that's more or less what's going on right now, and that's why there's a lot of fear here. Okay, because of the uncertainty regarding Ukraine and the other uncertainty regarding crypto legislation in the United States. So that might get worse. Okay, there might be even more fear soon, and that might push Bitcoin even further down. Okay, who knows? Okay, and also don't forget the Federal Reserve in March is supposed to raise interest rates. Okay, that's another fear factor that we need to consider. Okay, if they raise interest rates, you're going to see the markets tank quite a bit. Stock market and real estate and crypto. Okay, because a lot of people borrow money to invest in those things, and they're going to start having to pay more interest. And don't forget, the Federal Reserve said they were probably going to have to raise interest rates several times in 2022. Okay, so expect the market to tank from now. Okay, it didn't tank enough apparently. All right, next, what we got here? Yes, this is some news from Wonderland today. There's a rage quit proposal, work in progress number 4. It's up for discussion. So if you click on that link, it brings you here. And what it's about, gosh, can they write this smaller? Let me try to make it more visible. Okay, so there's a proposal right now to offer a rage quit options to wrap memo holders. So the proposal is inspired by a collection of threads. It combines elements from all threads and allow the development team to prepare the contracts for the rage quit within a specific time frame. So basically, because there's of the uncertain future regarding especially the treasury management, the memo price tanked even further. And it says, so they removed the Sifu as treasury manager, and now the DAO has nobody to do any buyback or any active treasury management. So basically, they're still in the process of finding a new treasury manager, and they're trying to create a new management structure for the entire project, and it takes time. So the recent unwinding vote has shown that there's a large percentage of wrap memo holders which would like to exit the DAO. To avoid these users voting towards achieving only short-term goals which benefit them exiting, a rage quit proposal is launched which lets people exit the DAO through a predetermined pathway. It allows the DAO to continue with individuals who are aligned long-term towards the success of the project. So if you're fed up with Wonderland, Daniele, Sifu, and the whole 9 yards, and you say this thing will never succeed, it's doomed to fail, I want out, they're trying to find a way to help you leave, okay? And because they want only to keep people that have faith in the project. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You can read that by yourself. But essentially, they're trying to find a solution, and they're going to have to code something to allow people that want to exit in a certain way. So I don't know how it's going to be done. I haven't read the entire project yet. And it remains to be seen how it's going to be implemented. But anyway, that's the kind of progress we've got so far. Now, this is, I did have a video about options and Lyra Finance on Optimism a couple weeks ago. And I found this very interesting here. They have a new feature. They say arb opportunities between Lyra and Deribit exchange. Deribit is another options trading platform. Okay. Now I did look at this. I tried to find this on the Lyra protocol, but I cannot find it. So I'm going to have to investigate this. But it's very interesting that there's an arbitrage opportunity in the BTC market. Okay. You could make some money with this, okay? Because if you look here, there's a big price difference between the Lyra price and the Deribit price, and that's where your opportunity lies, okay? And that's what arbitrage means. It's like you have two contracts that are essentially identical. They should have the same price. If they don't, there's an arbitrage opportunity. You buy one, you sell the other, and you pocket the difference, and you made an instant profit with zero risk. That's why whales do so much arbitraging, okay? Whales know how to do arbitrage, okay, because it's instant profit and zero risk because the transaction's done in a second, okay? So here, apparently there's a way to do this. Now, there's a lot of information about how to get this done. If you look at this Jonas guy, he talks, you should follow him on Twitter. He's got all kinds of information about trading on Lyra and trading options and so on. Okay, so have a look at this. There's also Deribit has several accounts. There's a regular Deribit Twitter account, and then Deribit Insights, which is it says here is the best resource for crypto derivative trading. So I haven't looked at all of it, but I'm definitely going to look at it because I'm trying to build some derivative trading series. I already started with Lyra for options trading, and I also made another video for perpetual protocol explaining how to do perpetual trading. Okay, and I talked to perpetual protocol, and they're going to give me some documentation on how to do several more sophisticated strategies to help people make money. So keep your eyes open, okay? Don't forget to turn on the notification in YouTube on my channel, okay? This way, if you're excited, I'm very excited about options and perpetuals. I think that there's lots of ways to make money there and hedge your risk. Okay, there's a way to reduce your risk and make a profit with that. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to look at various trading strategies, okay, that reduce risk, increase earnings, and on options and on futures, especially perpetual futures. So, and we're going to use various protocols, not just going to focus on Lyra and on perpetual protocol. We're going to go through several protocols. There's DOPEX I'm interested in. There's DYDX as well. Okay, so we're all going to look at that. And as it happened, most of them are on layer 2 protocols like Arbitrum and Optimism. So definitely this year we're talking a lot about layer 2s because more and more protocols are moving away from Ethereum because it's too slow and too expensive, and they're moving on layer 2, which has the same security as layer 1, but a lot cheaper and a lot faster. So definitely layer 2s are booming in 2022. Very, very exciting stuff. This is Lyra, and I couldn't find where that arbitrage thing was supposed to be. So I'm going to investigate, and hopefully I'll find it and put it in the video soon. All right, question time. Question time. You guys have questions? Looking forward to the secret video. Yeah, well, it's already up. Just watch it. OpenSea is an exploit. I refuse to believe it's a phishing attack. Read the thread by somebody Rivers. Sorry, I don't know why, but my screen always cuts a few letters on the right side of the chat room. I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, well, it could be a lot of things at OpenSea. I don't know. I don't know. I don't use OpenSea often enough. I have an account there, but I haven't used it in months. Yeah, the G7 countries try to say the same, that's for sure. Skinny friend. Yeah, well, I think Vitalik could maybe eat a little bit more. Typically, I don't know, it's kind of funny, but typically the Russians I have met are typically quite big men. Vitalik seems to be the one that couldn't find a meal. I don't know. Winter means shitcoins are dead. Yeah, pretty much. The city of New York is looking into its own coin as well. Yeah, that could be interesting. Although, it's very funny. The state of New York seems to be very, very, very restrictive for crypto. There's a lot of places there's a lot of centralized exchanges where you're allowed to open an account anywhere in the United States except the state of New York and also the state of Vermont. I don't know what's wrong over there, but the laws seem to be very different and very restrictive. Let's go, Brandon. I love DOPEX more compared to Lyra. I haven't used DOPEX yet. It looks very exciting. They seem to be coming up with new products all the time, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and study them in detail. But that's coming. That's coming. I'm definitely making a video about DOPEX soon. Hello there. Do you have any news about Candyland DAO? Is it dead? My understanding, because I did talk to the principal at Candy, they're dissolving it. So yeah, essentially it's dead. Autistic. Who's autistic? I don't know. You think I'm autistic? You think that NFTs could potentially be 50 to 100 years used as documents such as driver's license? Okay, not 50 to 100 years. 10 years. Okay? 10 years. All your official documents are going to be NFTs. Your medical records is going to be an NFT. Your driver's record, not just your driver's license. You're going to have your driver's license, right? But everything you've done, okay? All the cars you've ever owned, all the parking tickets you've got, everything is going to be all connected to the same NFT, okay? Your entire record is going to be there. Okay, probably passport as well. It's going to be written everywhere you've been with your passport. Basically, you know what's going to happen? Everything that's created by humans, okay, is going to become an NFT. Even this shirt and even this monocle. There's going to be an NFT associated with every human creation. Okay, Why? Because you can follow the history of that product since its origin, okay? And all the way up to where you got it, okay? And how you're using it and so on. And you're going to be able to trade cars. Like, let's say you collect cars, or you collect watches, or you collect anything, okay? You're going to be issued an NFT, all right? The object itself, the physical object, if there is one associated with the NFT, is going to be put in a safe place, okay? And in the meantime, you'll be able to trade those things, okay, online. So there's going to be markets, a little bit like OpenSea, I guess, and you're going to be able to trade physical objects through their NFTs, okay? And real estate as well, houses, okay? Instead of getting a title deed on paper, okay, you're going to get an NFT title deed, and everything that happened to your house will be registered on it. So you're going to know who did the plumbing, who did the electricity, who did the roof, who did all kinds of stuff, okay? And if something breaks and needs to be replaced, well, you know who to sue, right? Okay? If the plumbing breaks, well, now you know who was the plumber who did the problem. You can sue his ass, so you can ask him to come back and repair or whatever, okay? But practically everything we have now is going to be is going to have an NFT associated with it. Even books, even in social media, everything that you post on social media is going to become an NFT. Okay, and you'll be able to trade it. Okay, so like these videos I'm making, okay, they're going to become NFTs at some point. The platforms will evolve, okay, and all platforms, all social media platforms eventually will become NFT platforms, okay, and that's what's going to happen. All right. Your thoughts on power nodes? I haven't thought about it. Did you look into Yeti Finance? They are like a combination of Abra and Heavy. They're launching early March. Okay, they're launching early March. Talk to me after their launch, and then I'll tell you what I think. I don't like to talk about a project that's not there yet, okay? Because it's just speculation about what might happen, okay? If the project is there, and it's offering services similar to Abracadabra or whatever, cool, and I'll review it, okay? But I cannot review something that doesn't exist, okay? If it's not launched, it does not exist, all right? So, it's Protect. Hello again. Okay. I love your bullishness. I'm a very positive kind of guy. Okay, I believe in human creativity, and what I really love about crypto is that it's a fertile ground for human creativity. Everybody can create something in crypto. Okay, some of it's going to be trash, but some of it's going to be fantastically great. Okay, NFTs, for instance, I think it's like a revolution. Okay, DeFi is definitely a revolution. Okay, the blockchain is a fantastic revolution. From time to time, really amazing stuff gets created in the crypto world. Okay, why? Because it's free. There's not a ton of regulation to strangle you and tell you, oh no, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. If you have a lot of room, okay, to let your imagination create, you can make really wonderful things, okay? Of course, there's going to be a lot of garbage in there. But that's life, okay? You have to help people create. And they'll create whatever they're going to create, and some of it will pan out, some of it will die. And that's natural. And that's capitalism. Okay, I'm a very pro-capitalistic person. Okay, I love money. I love creativity. I love when you have people create things that help people make money and also improve our lives and do other things that are great. Like, just think about how revolutionary NFTs are for artists. I have a lot of artists in my family. Unfortunately, none of them understand NFTs. But at some point they will, okay? And they'll get into this, and then they'll figure out, oh my God, it's so much better than whatever they're used to, okay? All right, next. I love your safe portfolio. Would you consider doing a more risky portfolio series? Okay, send me $1,000 and I'll make a very risky portfolio with it. Okay, what we're going to do with the safe portfolio, okay, is we're going to still keep the rules the same, okay? We're going to still play safe, but we have a margin where we can play a little bit more risky, okay? So within the 20% that I invested in the blue chips, okay, we could go in there and invest, I don't know, 5-10% into something that's insanely risky for whatever reason. If we think it's very attractive, okay, and we think there's a chance that we are going to make a profit with it, we could test and put a small amount of money there and explore risky protocols. I want people to use logic, okay, when they invest, okay? It's a lot more fun if you have a big safe portfolio that you know is not going to collapse because it's made of stable coins, and you're earning enough to beat the inflation. So, you know, at least you got that, okay? And then you take a small part of your big portfolio, okay, and you say, okay, this here, I'm putting 5% or 10%, and that's gambling, okay? And you stick to this amount, okay? You lose it, okay? But it's not gonna hurt the rest of your portfolio, okay? So that's what I'm trying to teach with the Safe Portfolio Strategy series, okay? We're gonna talk about it again this week, I hope. I hope I find the time to make another episode. And we're gonna try to find another investment that we haven't made last time, okay? So, next. So, making everything NFT, even things that aren't one of a kind, makes them fungible, doesn't it? No. Okay. Things that are not one of a kind. Like what? T-shirts? T-shirts can be made one of a kind. You put a serial number on them. It's a bit like a computer, okay? Each computer, they might look identical, all the parts might be the same, but there's a serial number on each, okay? That makes them unique, okay? And similarly, when you go on OpenSea, you can have a picture, okay? And if you look in the description, you could have 500 copies of that. Now, each copy has a unique number. It's a little bit like I don't know if you know artists, but my aunt is a very famous Canadian artist. And she has these printing presses, okay? She carves a picture on a piece of zinc or a piece of copper, okay? And then she puts ink, and then she put paper, and then she's got a press, okay? And then she says, okay, we're going to make 200 copies of this, and each copy has a unique number, okay? So even though they look more or less identical, they are unique and they are non-fungible. Okay, fungible would be, let's say you buy a car, and then you're able to split the car in half, and the two halves still are functional. That doesn't happen. Okay, a fungible item is you take Bitcoin. You can split Bitcoin into an infinitely small number of pieces, almost. Okay, and they all work the same way as an entire Bitcoin. But a car or a work of art or a computer or a t-shirt won't work if you split it in half. So they are non-fungible. All right, what else we got here? Might be a new kind, maybe just FT. Fungible token? No, it has to be non-fungible. Fungible token is Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, Phantom. Those are fungibles. Okay? As soon as it's a physical object, okay, it has to be by definition non-fungible. You cannot split any physical object infinitely. You know, it won't work. Okay, it's not going to work the same way. But you take Bitcoin, you take Ethereum, you split it in half and half again and again and then again and then again. Even the tiny fractions of Ethereum, they still work the same way as an entire Ethereum coin. There's already fractionalized property owners protocol called Realty, like you don't buy a house but buy pieces of tokenized house and you get the rent. Yeah, see, there's already some experiments in that field. Okay, but it's going to become more and more popular, and then it's going to become there's going to be some new standards that they're going to come up with, and eventually it's going to be very commonplace. Which one do you prefer, to live in the metaverse, be interplanetary, and explore outside the Earth? Okay. All right. Since we're talking about that, I think Elon Musk's idea of going to Mars is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Why? It's not necessary. Okay. Elon Musk says, okay, we need another place to live in case we exterminate all life form on Earth, okay, that kind of stuff. Okay, all right. So, living in space is a good idea, but living on Mars is a stupid idea, okay? Why? We could, like, for a fraction of the cost, live in cities built in space. We have the moon that's like at least 10,000 times closer to the Earth than Mars. It costs nothing to go to the moon compared to going to Mars. Going to Mars one way costs trillions of dollars. Going to the moon, just a few billion. Okay? It's a lot cheaper. And you can go on the moon, okay, extract the minerals you need, okay, and take advantage of the very low gravity, okay, to shoot minerals in orbit, and have orbital factories take those minerals and fabric, and you have robots, okay, build space cities out of this. It would cost a fraction. Like building an entire city would cost less than flying to Mars. Okay? It's really stupidly easy. Okay? So I don't know what Elon Musk is thinking. Maybe he just wants to pocket trillions of dollars in his pocket. I don't know. But it's a stupid idea, in my opinion. Okay? Why not just live on the moon if you really want to have a rock under your feet, okay? It would be way easier, way easier, okay? And also, you need to build in space, okay? Space is infinite. The resources in space are infinite, okay? we've got the moon, we've got asteroids, we've got like billions of asteroids in the asteroid belts. Most of them are made of really precious metals that we need, like titanium and steel and rare earth metals that we need for electronics and all that stuff. It's right there, and it's not difficult to get it. Okay, and again, cheaper to get than going to Mars. You send a robot, okay, to pick up the rock and start mining it, and it can start building whatever you need to build out of it instantly. Going to Mars, especially with humans is the weak link in space, okay? So start by sending robots. You need robots. The robot technology needs to advance a lot, okay? That's what we need. Also, we could grow food in space. We could grow, all our factories could be in space. So imagine, we could turn the Earth into a pristine planet and put all the factories and all the agriculture in space, okay? Elon should consult me. Anyway, so let's see what else we talk about. But living in the metaverse definitely is going to happen also. The way it's going to be augmented reality, okay? Basically, what I expect is that at some point we're going to have contact lens, and we're going to be able to, it's going to work like a computer screen somehow, and it's going to connect to our brain in one way or another, okay? And maybe we're going to get eye implants or something, and brain implants, a little bit like what Elon is trying to build. But what I think is that the implants are going to be genetically engineered. I don't think it's going to be pieces of metal put in our head. Okay, what are your thoughts? Olympic DAOs now, do you think they have the renown to rise from the ashes, or have they had their time? I would have to look at the news at Olympus DAO to be sure, but my gut feeling is that they're smart enough to weather the crypto winter that Vitalik Buterin has been talking about. Okay, they're not idiots. Okay, many of the people that work there are very, very, very smart. Okay, so I think it's gonna either it's going to evolve from where it's at, okay, or it's gonna transform, or one way or another it's gonna survive. Okay, maybe not in its current form, but definitely, you know, the biggest invention is their protocol on liquidity. That's the revolution, okay? That's the true DeFi 2.0. It's not the super high APY thingy that was just a fly in the pan. The truth is, the real technology is protocol on liquidity. That's the core, okay? And a lot of projects are imitating that, okay? If you look at White Whale, the video I did a couple of days ago, they're using that technology. They're using that technology. They're not an Olympus 4 by any stretch of the imagination, but they're using Olympus DAO's protocol on liquidity model. Okay, what else? Love your video. Thank you for watching. I'm very happy you like them. Is it possible to... I'm missing some words. Is it 10x on DeFi? In a year or so, do you believe in this possibility? It's always possible. Okay, it depends. If you're lucky and you hit the right horse. If you bet on the right horse, you can 10x, 20x, 100x. Okay, and don't forget, DeFi is big. Okay, what do you think I'm talking about? Options and perpetuals and that kind of stuff. Okay, if you use the right strategies on those things, you can definitely 10x, 100x. Okay, you can also lose your shirt. Okay, don't forget that if the odds of you losing your shirt are a lot greater than the odds of 10xing. Okay, so and that's why I say put a small part of your portfolio on highly risky things that could go 10x or more. You can 7x on stables with Elephant, so yes, and with no price drop. Elephant protocol? We'll have to look at that. Blockchain entry is immutable, but any link an alleged unique physical item or piece of digital art can be questioned. Surely, the possibilities for NFT fraud seems enormous. Yes, but it depends what you do. Okay, for a house, for instance, okay. There's already all these regulations in place, okay, to protect investors when they buy a house, okay? So it does limit fraud to some extent. And the NFT being a record of everything that happened to that house, would help reduce fraud. Now, when it comes to collectibles like, let's say watches or cars or whatever. Again, what I'm thinking is that there's going to be some organisms, okay, that are going to be created that are going to keep these products in a safe place, like a vault, okay? And they're never going to get out of that vault because nobody wants to take possession of the object. They want to just trade them online, okay? So, and again, that would reduce fraud, okay? There are ways to reduce fraud, okay? There's always a way to make fraud, but there are ways to mitigate that risk, okay? But I think it's very exciting. I think there's going to be a lot of things happening there. There's a lot of money to be made there as well. Yeah, popular NFT numbers like 69, 420, they're always more expensive than others. Well, of course. I'm sure you buy all of them too, right, Aldi? The same JPEG and surely be uploaded multiple times and claim as separate instances of an NFT. Okay. There's a contract behind each NFT. Okay. You need the same contract. Okay. You can take that picture there. Okay. That's an NFT. Okay. And you can post it 1,000,000 times on 1,000,000 NFT platforms, okay? But I have the original. The original has a contract. That contract cannot be duplicated. Got it? So mine is authentic because I have the original authentic contract. If you take that picture and you post it somewhere else and create another NFT with it, well, I know it's not the same, because it doesn't have my contract on it. Got it? So, it's like NFTs, all these other collectibles pisses me off, especially monkey JPEGs. Don't get pissed off at that. It's creativity. Okay? These people are selling what other people want to buy. Right now, last year especially, they wanted to buy those monkeys, okay? Or apes, or whatever you want to call them. And maybe this year they don't want that, okay? So, it's like, whatever, I don't know if you remember when the Rubik's Cube came out, everybody wanted one. That was like several decades ago because I'm very old. And even before that, there was a stupid pet rock thing, okay? And that was all the rage for a while, okay? Everybody needed a pet rock, okay? And then that died. So, but the NFT concept, I don't think is going to die. You're going to see trends, you're going to see, hype over certain types of NFTs, okay? And then those will die, and then new things will come up, and so on. Now, what's very important is the utility, Okay, if you have Bored Apes, for instance, well, you're part of a yachting club. Okay, if you own that, and you have all kinds of benefits attached to your NFT. Okay, it's not just a stupid picture of an ape. Interplanetary life, I think you're stupid is right, but it will open more scientific research. Okay, interplanetary life is going to be necessary. But living on a planet has a lot of problems. Just think about it. For instance, you need to terraform the planet. Okay? We can't live on Mars. Mars doesn't have breathable air. Okay? And the atmosphere is very thin compared to Earth. Okay? So even if they fix that, okay, there's the problem of gravity. What problem is that? Well, on Earth, we have 1G. Over there, it's 0.7, I think. Okay? So people on Mars are going to be at least 3 or 4 meters tall. They're gonna be able to be very, very, very tall. And if those people want to come to Earth, well, what problem are they going to face? Well, the gravity on Earth is going to crush them. Okay? They're going to have to walk with an exoskeleton to be able to stand up on Earth. And they're probably going to have trouble breathing because the gravity is going to put too much pressure on their lungs. Okay? And not just that, but their blood, okay, because they're going to be so tall, and the gravity, and they're not used to the gravity, they're going to be lightheaded all the time. Okay? And that's just one problem. Okay? So imagine if we go and live on various planets and various large moons across the solar system. Okay? We're going to have people of all kinds of shapes and sizes, and moving from one place to another place is going to be so incredibly difficult. So the easiest way to do interplanetary living, okay, is to create artificial cities in space where we can control the gravity. The gravity could be the same everywhere. Okay, we could imitate artificially Earth's gravity by having rotating cities. Okay, and we can have like, and there's enough material on the moon and in the space, in the asteroid belt to create millions of cities. I'm not joking, millions of cities. Okay, there's enough material for that. So we could have like a quadrillion human being in the solar system, and we'd still have a lot of room. You have no idea how big the space is between the planets. It's ridiculously huge. And there's a ton of material. There's a ton of material to build whatever you want. Where are we? The same JPEG. I like utility NFTs. Yes. Interplanetary, yeah. Living on the moon would be so depressing, so glad won't be alive if and when that happens. Probably going to happen before you know it. Going to be hotels on the moon very soon. Okay, why would that be depressing? Why would that be depressing? I don't know. Message retracted. Our bodies aren't made to live in lower gravity environments and might cause future health issues like the people that live at the ISS. Yes, you need artificial gravity. Okay, you need artificial gravity. That's why if we build space cities, they're not going to be static like this. They're going to be rotating. Okay, they're going to rotate at the right speed, and they're going to be big enough, okay, that we're going to have Earth-like artificial gravity in there. Okay, that's what we need to do. How do you feel about America and Canada upcoming crypto regulation? They have the power to obliterate DeFi growth if they ban all the stables, for instance. Well, they cannot ban all the stables. They can ban centralized stables. They cannot ban UST, they cannot ban MIM, they cannot ban Mimetic, and they cannot ban all the decentralized stablecoins. Impossible. Impossible. Who are they going to talk to? Who are they going to sue? Okay, they can't. They can't. It doesn't work like that. Okay, they can only touch people that have a physical office. Okay, like Circle. Circle is making USDC. Okay, so they can attack those guys. Tether, they can attack those guys. Okay, and so on. But they cannot touch completely decentralized currencies. They can't do that. They can't kill DeFi that's totally decentralized. DeFi is decentralized finance. If it's really decentralized, they cannot kill it. Yeah, well, the regulations, they're going to do their best to regulate and try to extract taxes, because that's their only purpose. They don't try to protect you. They don't try anything. They just want your money. So they're going to try. They're going to try. They're going to make it difficult for you to onboard. Okay? And they're going to make it difficult for you to take your fiat and convert that into cryptocurrencies. And and in the process of doing it, they might charge you a tax. And so on, or they might force you to give them your MetaMask address or something like that. They're gonna try all kinds of things. The thing at the moment, most politicians are not very well versed into crypto, but at some point they will, and they're gonna try to make your life as difficult as possible. So, any thoughts on the Beats war? There's a Beats war going on. Seems that many protocols across Phantom will be implementing votes and bribes and so on. I don't know. I didn't know there was a Beats war. Was Napster decentralized? I don't know. I don't remember. That's a long time ago, baby. All this idea of spacity are out there for a long time. Game and animation are based on research. Also, metaverse are also introduced from the early 2000s. Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, we're about 40 years late with the space development. Because Werner von Braun died, and he was the only one who knew how to launch a Saturn V rocket. He didn't tell anybody else how to do it. Okay, they built the biggest rockets ever, the Saturn V. Okay, back in the 60s and early 70s. Okay, and after von Braun died, they didn't know how to launch them anymore. So they had to abandon the space program. In part, that was part of the problem. And then they had the stupid space shuttle that went nowhere, and oh my God, they couldn't make more blunders if they tried to. So that didn't work very well. But yeah, we're about 40 years late in space exploration. Okay, what time is it? 4:17. We're gonna need to close very soon. So you guys have more questions? Last call for questions. And then we're going to have to sign off. All right? Questions. I know there's a lag, so I'm going to wait a couple minutes. But if you've got more questions, time to submit your questions, and I'll try to answer them. All right? Any more? No more questions? All right, well, if you don't have any more questions, we're going to shut down. What do we have? No more questions for today. All right, thanks. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching. I love you all. I love your questions. And are we in a simulation? Yes, we are. We're definitely in a simulation. Okay, I'll explain that one, okay? Just think about it. The universe is over 16 billion years old. Don't you think that in 16 billion years, there hasn't been civilizations that were created billions and billions of years ago? And don't you think that those civilizations are like incredibly more advanced than us, okay? And don't you think they could be creating a simulation that looks so real that we're in it, and we think we're in the physical universe while we're actually dreaming in a pod somewhere, okay? Yeah, we're probably, very probably we are in a simulation, okay? There's been too much time since the beginning of the universe. Anything had time to happen already. Okay, crazy stuff had time to happen. Thank you for the talk. Thank you. 4D creatures. Well, we're at least 4D. I think it's more than that. But, okay, thank you so much for coming. I love you all. Please don't forget to ring the bell so you know about my new videos, okay? I'm trying to make the daily news every day, but it's very difficult to put them at the same time. My schedule is all over the place, and it takes a long time sometimes to make my videos. So I have to push the time slot forward and backward for the daily news, okay? So anyway, thank you for watching. Come back tomorrow. There's more videos coming tomorrow, and hopefully we're gonna have a lot more fun again.